There will never be an ideal or perfect time to start. You start by making the choice to start. Then you string together the actions you know you should have been doing all along. That's a quote from today's guest on Rep and Fitness. Aram is a nutrition coach, and we cover a lot of ground in this Repisode. To support the podcast, hit the subscribe button. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. Let's get to the Repisode. All right, Aram, it's Brick Headstrong. Welcome to Rep and Fitness.
What's up, man? I like your Sandusky background.
Yeah, I'm actually in the locker room at the gym. Have you been here today?
To your gym or to a gym?
Any gym.
I have not been to any gym today yet.
What are you waiting for?
Probably an invitation from you.
Yeah. Actually, I do have some guest passes. You could come in here anytime you want.
Hell yeah, let's do it. Where are you at, by the way?
Me? I'm at the gym. I just told you.
No, but where? Like what state?
Which one are you?
I'm in California.
California. Well, currently, I'm in Pennsylvania. Actually, to be more specific, I live at the tomato capital of the world, Pittston, Pennsylvania.
Wow, that sounds like a really big achievement for people
Absolutely.
who like tomatoes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely a big achievement. But we're on Rep and Fitness. It's a podcast where I talk to fitness coaches and professionals like yourself about what you do in the fitness world. Now, I saw you're a co-host of another podcast, The Other Side Lifestyle Podcast. Tell me about that.
Yeah, man. So we talk about bullshit. We talk about nutrition. We talk about fitness. We try to make it fun. We talk about lifestyle, mindset. We break each other's balls. We talk about drug use. We talk about alcohol abuse and food abuse. We do a lot of weird.
Wow, that sounds a lot like this show.
Yeah.
Can I be on that?
Dude, I'll send you the link as soon as we're done.
Oh, that's great. So anyways, we'll definitely do that. But you're a nutrition coach.
I am. Guilty as charged.
What inspired you to become that type of trainer? And what's your philosophy on fitness?
So I have a finance background. I used to sit at a desk doing back office work for an energy trading company. And, I've always been interested in staying healthy myself and being fit and being strong and being aesthetically a certain type of way because I'm very, very vain and insecure, and that's why we're here. But I got into the fitness space kind of out of necessity because I got laid off from my finance job and I just didn't want to sit at a desk anymore. So I decided to get certified to be a trainer. And then after training people for about 5-6 years, I realized that the biggest component that they were missing was the nutritional piece because they were training 3 or 4 times a week, but they weren't getting results. And I had to figure out, like, what is the disconnect? And then very quickly I realized that people were just eating like not eating at all. And they weren't sleeping well. They weren't managing their hydration. They weren't managing stress. And those were the pillars that were holding them back from the results that they were hoping that they would get. And that's why I dove headfirst into nutrition. I've never looked back.
You did say a bunch of things there, like, how sleep affects it. But let's talk about nutrition. What are common things you were seeing that people were doing wrong?
It's not so much right or wrong, Brick. I think it's really just more along the lines of what's right for you. I think a lot of people demonize certain foods, like this food is good or this food is bad, or this ingredient's going to be toxic and kill you, and this ingredient's going to be the thing that makes you skinny or whatever. When in reality, it's just understanding that we don't have much control over our food supply because we don't actually make the food that we eat. And it's understanding the quantities that we should be consuming in order to maintain a decently, whatever healthy means weight-wise.
So how do you go about helping people with that?
Raise some awareness on how much they're actually consuming. So a lot of times I'll have people track food to make sure that they understand how much they're actually consuming. And
do they use an app?
Yeah, they use an app. I use an app called Chronometer. So it's similar to like MyFitnessPal, but I find it to be a little bit more comprehensive and robust and a little bit easier to use and more user-friendly in general. It has
Chronometer?
Yes.
That's a cool name.
It is. It's actually a mouthful, but it works.
Yeah. I don't know how to spell it, but it's cool.
We don't care. It doesn't have to be spelled. If you need a link to it, I'll send it to you.
Nice.
But yeah, just get people to open up their eyes. Like obviously, if anybody's ever weighed a serving of peanut butter, they can be very disappointed in finding out how little it really is.
So this show is called Rep and Fitness, and we got to talk about reps. So when you go to the gym, what rep ranges are you in? What kind of reps are you doing? What kind of exercises? Tell me. I need some ideas.
I live in the 6 to 15 rep range. So
whoa, that's a big range.
It's a big range. So to me, I think anything over 15 is too light. I think anything under 6 is pretty heavy. Doesn't mean I don't go below 6 every once in a while. Doesn't mean I don't go above 15 every once in a while. But for me, the easiest way to explain what feels too heavy or what feels too light to a brand new client, to somebody who hasn't been exposed to fitness the way that you and I have, the easiest way to explain it is to tell them if you can do significantly more than 15, that weight is probably too light for you. If you can barely get 6 or you're not even getting 6, then that sounds like it's probably too heavy for you. So until you can become a really good student in the gym and understand these things, I want you to live in this range, and then you pick a weight according to that rep range. And for me, that's worked pretty well my whole life. And I know that we have research that suggests anything between 3 and 20 reps is going to get you the growth that you want to see.
Yeah, a lot of people, they just think, let me throw a bunch of weight on this and throw it up. Then all of a sudden, I'm going to be big and strong. But if your form sucks, then you're probably just going to hurt yourself.
Form is the big one, man. I think form and tempo, people just don't pay enough attention to.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people just put it down, put it up, put it down, put it up. They don't really take their time, make sure their muscles are getting every piece of that workout.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I love controlling tempo because to me it means that I have good mechanics and I have good control, and the weight is not dictating the speed at which I move the weight, right? If I have a barbell on my back and I'm squatting and I have to drop down into the hole and get stuck in the bottom or I can't get out of the bottom, then I have no mastery of that weight. I have no control of that weight. I don't want to ever be vulnerable to that form. So for me, I'd rather go down a little bit in weight, make sure that I'm taking a second or two to come all the way down into depth, feel the depth by sitting in it for a half a second, and then returning back up to the top. And that's what allows me to be confident underneath that weight. So
a little pause when you get to the bottom, then you're pushing back up. How do you 2 seconds down, 1 second up? How do you break this down? What's common for you?
I like 2 seconds down. It depends on the movement, obviously. You're not going to spend – sometimes you're not going to spend 2 seconds down. Sometimes a squat, if you actually timed it, sometimes a squat might be more like a second and a half. It might be more like a second. But it's you're talking about stuff that variables that many people don't want to manage. So usually I like to have people take videos of themselves and they'll see how fast they're actually moving. And then I just say, however fast you feel like you're moving, slow it down significantly. And that's enough of an indication for them to usually get on the right track.
Yeah, right. You're probably moving a little too fast all the time,
Very much so. I mean, I used to have that problem. I used to speed through reps. And doesn't mean that every once in a while you can't incorporate some speed into your training. I think sometimes speed is fun. But speed without control is dangerous.
Absolutely. What do you think? How often do you try to max out? Maybe once a month? Maybe every quarter? What are you thinking?
Dude, I haven't maxed out in a very long time. For me, max outs looks different now. I'm 40 years old. I like 3 rep maxes or 5 rep maxes now because I want to have a little bit more muscular endurance and I want to have a little bit more longevity. So I don't really need absolute strength anymore. I used to compete in powerlifting, but I don't anymore. So now that I don't compete anymore, like who gives a shit?
Right. I mean, you do. But
I care about
you do.
I'll do the 3 rep. I'll do the 5 rep.
Yeah.
For me, that's a fun indication. Like if I can get my 5 rep max up on a squat, to me, it's more impressive to lift heavier weight for more reps than it is to lift heavier weight for 1 rep.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Right? Like give me somebody that could squat 405 for a set of 10 versus the guy.
That'd be crazy.
But versus the dude that's doing 495 for barely a single.
Right. Breaking their knees.
Exactly.
But when you're at the gym, listening to music, do you listen to music at the gym? And if so, what are you taking in? What are you listening to? What pumps you up?
So recently, I mean, I'm pretty old school, so Andrew Coates and I will probably share the same sentiment on this. I'm Tool is my favorite band of all time.
Tool, yeah. I'm a big fan of Tool.
Hell yeah, man.
The pot really pumped me up.
Yes. Jambi's another good one. If you ever listen to Jambi, that one will fire you up too. Even though that is a love song technically, but it does fire you up.
Well, I love the gym, so it makes sense.
You do love
make
the
it
gym.
Romantic.
It looks like you love the gym. You're actually you're actually more jacked than I am, which I'm getting a little bit self-conscious about.
Well, I'll cover up my my chest a little bit.
Hey, anyways, you're nipping, dude. You're nipping.
I'm excited about this interview.
Hold on a second. Let's see. Can we match that energy here?
Oh, look at them.
Yeah.
I might get banned on YouTube for that. They sometimes I'll post a photo on Instagram and then it gets flagged for provocative content.
They can't handle the nips, dude.
They can't. It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna need an OnlyFans.
I will subscribe to that tomorrow.
Oh, nice. This is a really good idea. I'm gonna have to probably start moving on it. But anyways.
So Tool, Rage Against the Machine's another big one for me.
Yeah.
Soundgarden, I'd say, is my second favorite band. Lately I've been into a rapper called Prof, P-R-O-F.
P-R-O-F.
Yes, he's a dude out of Minnesota. Started his own record label, independently produced. He probably puts on one of the best live shows I've ever seen in my life. His lyrics are fantastic. He's fun. His songs are like loud and good. And he's just somebody that's different and new, and he's just stands out in the world of shitty rap today. So I like him lately. And then
check that out. Spotify.
Please do. Spotify. Yeah, I'll send you a playlist.
Yeah, send that to me. I'm always looking for new music. Always looking for new music, and I appreciate that. That's great.
And then old school hip hop. So Tupac, Biggie, Nas, AZ, DMX. What do you listen to? Are you more Tool, Rage Against the Machine, or are you pretty eclectic?
I'm all over the place. Just recently, I tried to listen to slow jazz.
Interesting. How'd that work out?
Well, I walked really well, but once I got into working out with weights, I went over to Slipknot.
Have you ever listened to like soundtracks of movies? So listen to like the Batman soundtrack.
Oh, the Batman. I mean, obviously Rocky. Duh.
Or the Rocky soundtrack, the Dark Knight soundtrack. So a lot of that music, especially if you're doing like, like long sets of squats, like let's say you're doing a day where you're doing 4 or 5 sets of squats and you're just kind of grinding through it. It's good way because it goes up, the music comes down, and then it goes back up again. So it kind of goes in waves just the same way your intensity is in the gym. So it kind of matches up nicely.
That's great. You know why? Because just a couple weeks ago, I was talking to Lisa Krause. She's a fitness coach. She helps prep people for stage. And one of the things she noted was a lot of people, they don't go into the gym with a playlist prepared. And then they go and they're scrolling through their phone, trying to pick a next song, and they lose their focus. So having something like that, a soundtrack, I could probably listen to that maybe 1-2 times, and then I'll be done. That's probably great. So thanks for that. We'll have to make a list. We'll have to make a list of soundtracks that you can listen to at the gym.
We'll do a Brick Aram collaboration playlist.
Yeah, we'll put it on Spotify. That'd be cool.
And then we'll put it on your OnlyFans page.
Perfect. We'll make some money off that. I'll cut you in.
That's fine. I don't even expect any residual. I'm good with you just being able to enjoy it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm really excited for all the new tunes. Prof, make sure you get me that. I got to check this out.
I will.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that have a lot of excuses why they can't go to the gym, and having a playlist might have been one of them. But other than time, what's something funny or ridiculous that you've heard about people not being able to go to the gym? What's your favorite excuse?
Man, I get a lot of them, dude, but they're typically going to be rooted in something time-based. It's usually going to be time and then some subset of time. So it's like...
I mean, this comes out on Wednesdays. Somebody might say, well, it's Wednesday already. I missed Monday. I missed Tuesday. I guess we'll go next week.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think anything is better than zero.
Absolutely.
So the way that I coach people, man, is I don't have a ton of like gym rats. I don't have a ton of people that are competitors or people that have been doing this as a lifestyle for a long time. I'm working with a lot of newbies. And
Oh, that's great.
if you're new to this, anything is better than nothing. So I always try to tell them, like, if you missed Monday, you missed Tuesday, go in there for 20 minutes today and get something done. Even if you pick 2 exercises that you enjoy and just go back to back for 20 minutes straight and nonstop, it's going to be better than you not going at all. And then at least you're starting to build a habit. Because there's going to, dude, I'm sure there's days where you don't want to go.
Right. I mean, well, yeah, sure. If I was maybe competing in Mr. Olympia, yeah, I might not want to go to the gym that day.
But otherwise, you're going every single day.
Otherwise, I'm there.
364 days. So 365 days a year, Brick is working out.
This current year? Absolutely.
Damn.
Because there's 366 this year.
Oh, yeah, we have a leap year.
Yep. That's what I started my Instagram. February 29th.
Of this year?
Of this year. Look how big I am already. I'm huge.
And you're all natural, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. I'm natty till death.
I'm not.
Well, how do you think that helps? Does it help you as you get older?
So I'll be honest. So I've been on testosterone replacement since I was 31 years old. I'm 40. And I've never done like an actual bodybuilding dose of steroids before until last year. And I brought my testosterone on a weekly basis from 200 milligrams a week to like 600 milligrams a week.
Wow.
And then
how'd it make you feel?
While I was on it felt pretty damn good, to be honest. Like I didn't have any side effects. I was definitely getting stronger. I was also on HGH, so that was helping me stay lean and stay relatively pain-free. I was also on Masteron to help me manage my estrogen because my estrogen can run pretty high. And I would say that the best physique I've probably ever enjoyed was in July of last year. But then a couple of weeks later, I tore my Achilles playing flag football.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
But it's not a coincidence, Brick. It's not a coincidence. You bring drug use up as high as I did, and your body gets tight, your muscles get tight, your joints, your tendons, your ligaments can't handle that level of growth and that rate of speed, and boom, you break down fast. So I think that's a lesson learned for me specifically, because at the end of the day, I don't want to eat the food and I don't want to do the drugs to get any bigger, to be honest with you.
Now, I know it's hard to believe, but Brick is natty, and I have been my entire life. But if I was considering taking steroids as I get older, it's probably a good idea to seek a doctor's opinion before getting started. And I know it's also hard to believe, but Brick Headstrong, I'm not a doctor. So don't listen to me. Listen to your doctor. And now, let's get back to the episode. So what did you do from there? How did you get through recovery?
I got surgery October 4th of last year. I was off my feet from July, when was it? September 17th, is when I tore it. October 4th is the surgery. So I didn't walk from September until December. I had like one of those knee crutches. I still went to the gym. I still worked out. I still did single leg. Like I would do single leg hamstring curls, single leg extensions. I would do the injured side because they put a cast on me after my surgery. I was still taking 10 to 12,000 steps a day on the knee crutch.
Wow. That's incredible.
I managed my nutrition, so I wasn't, I actually ended up losing a pound after that 4-month period. But I just think
what did your nutrition look like at that point?
I just managed calories really, really well. I was tracking everything I ate. I was going out to eat a little bit less because I knew I was a little bit more sedentary, so I didn't want to increase energy intake while not increasing energy expenditure. Foods didn't change. I usually eat the same 10, 15 things every single week anyway, so that I don't really have a ton of variety because I don't really need it. I don't mind being relatively plain. Not plain as far as flavor is concerned, but just as far as like the variety of food. I like to go out to eat at least once a week and get something like sushi or Mediterranean food, something that I could be very, very protein heavy. And
right. I like going out and getting food I won't make myself.
Yes.
Sushi's one of them.
Yes. Yeah, you're not going to make sushi at home.
No. I don't know how to do it.
I don't either. I mean, it looks really, really hard to do.
Yeah, it's like an art.
Yeah. What else do you like to get when you're out?
So I don't have a grill, so steak, of course.
Ah,
I
okay.
love when people make me steak.
What's
I like
your
how they prepare it. It's just great.
What's your temperature on steak? How do you like to have it prepared?
Right now, it's been medium.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
don't go any higher than that, though.
higher meaning more cooked, but do you ever go
Correct.
less? You ever go like medium rare?
Oh, yeah, medium rare. Absolutely.
Wow. You're a badass, man. I can't handle all that blood.
Oh, no?
No.
Gets me fired up. We're animals.
Well, that's probably why your hair is that color.
You think so?
I think so. It's probably from the heme iron in the steak.
Never even thought of that. Maybe I should make it maybe medium. Maybe I should go a little higher in the temperature.
Maybe you go medium well, and now your hair is going to turn brown.
I was just going to ask what color you thought, but brown.
I think
That's
brown.
pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
I could see you with like black eyebrows.
Wow. You hear that? Well, anyways.
Well, you and I actually have the same hair. If I grow my hair out, my hair would look just like yours.
You think so? You're a
Yeah.
redhead?
I'm a curly head.
Oh, yeah. They
Yeah.
told me, Lisa Krause, she told me I wouldn't be able to compete with my hair like this. Is that true?
How come?
I don't know. I thought maybe she was just making fun of me. Maybe she thought I had bad hair. I think I look great.
I
But
think you have
that's just me.
I think you have gorgeous hair. I don't think you should
Thank
ever
you.
change.
Thank you. I think it would stand out on stage. You know?
Yeah. Because the problem with bodybuilding today, Brick, is there's not a lot of personality in it anymore.
No.
You know, these people are walking up on. I was at a bodybuilding show on Saturday, and I was so bored to tears watching these people perform or perform, quote unquote, and it just wasn't interesting to me.
Yeah, the one thing I like about those shows is everybody's got their own entrance music. So I'm pretty judging of the music right out of the gate. So if Brick was a judge, this wouldn't work out well for a lot of you. So
What would be your walkout music?
Pantera, Walk, duh.
Oh, yes.
I'd crush that stage. They wouldn't even know what to do. They'd just be like, well, I guess the competition's over. Brick's here, so let's give him that trophy. Mr. Olympia. Anyways.
The new Mr. Olympia.
The new Mr. Olympia. Brick Headstrong. Absolutely.
You're almost there, man. I mean, you're like basically like 3 weeks out.
Well, October is coming up soon. You know, it's coming up soon. I got to be in Vegas. I got to get it done. But I noticed.
Is that when the Olympia is? It's in October in Vegas?
Yep, it's in October. Yep.
You know, Vegas is pretty close to me. Maybe I'll fly out and meet you in person.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, we could do that. I'll definitely be there. You hear that, Mr. Olympia? Brick Headstrong, I'm coming for you. But this has been great. So I did notice that your Instagram name is 4 weeks to the beach. Mm-hmm. There's got to be meaning behind that. Tell me about it.
Dude, there is. So basically, it sounds like a bold-faced lie because it sounds like I'm promising you results in 4 weeks. But in reality, I'm not. I don't promise anybody. I don't promise anybody results ever.
You got to do the work. They got to do the work.
Well, here's the thing, Brick. How can I promise you results if you can't promise me compliance?
Right. That's a good point.
Right? So if you can't promise me compliance, and even if you could promise me compliance, I would still have to see you comply. So for me, I don't promise results. I promise you a plan. I promise you support. I promise you education, and I promise you inspiration. But the rest is on you.
Nice.
So the concept behind 4 weeks to the beach is that your average daily behavior is so good, and you're so proud of it that if you have something short term that you want to be more confident for, or you want to look a little bit better for, all you got to do is just dial the knob up a little bit on intensity, on compliance, on rigidity, and boom, within 3 or 4 weeks, that you're just ready to rock and roll, as opposed to what most people end up doing, which is, oh my God, I have a wedding in 3 months and I have to lose 75 pounds.
Yeah, and then they'll put it right back on.
Exactly.
Because they don't realize we need that habit. We need it to be a part of our lives, not just for that 3 months. It's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and I think you and I have the same philosophy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But hey, this has been great. So, tell me, aside from your Instagram, how can people connect with you? Let's talk about the podcast.
So the podcast is really just a fun way to give out information and talk about bullshit in life. So the Other Side Lifestyle podcast is me and my best friend and co-host Jimmy Hallinan, who's out of New Jersey, who's near you actually. He's right by he's right by Philly.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty close.
Yeah, so you and Jimmy can hook up in person. He's a good dude. And then
Nice.
I host a coaching conference every single year called the Real Coaches Summit. And
That just happened, right?
It did. It happened back in March of this year. It's going to happen next year in April, I believe. I'm going to finalize the dates probably this week, and that's intended to educate coaches and lay people about various topics of nutrition, training, mindset, whatever else. It's a 2-day event, all meals included. Very immersive experience. The speakers are all professionals who are doing the work on the ground level. They're not celebrities. They're not motivational speakers. They're actual real coaches doing real work. And it's just a fun 2.5 days, man. And so people can go to realcoachessummit.com to get on the email list. And I think we should have details by next week.
Nice. I'll definitely make sure we get that date in here. realcoachessummit.com. That's correct?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Well, this has been Reppin' Fitness. I'm your host, Brick Headstrong. Thanks for being here, Aram.
I appreciate you, man. Keep it jacked and keep it red.
Absolutely. We're going to keep it jacked and keep it red. We'll see you next time on the next Repisode of Reppin' Fitness. Thanks for watching this Repisode of Reppin' Fitness. And hey, Aram provided me an update. The Real Coaches Summit takes place from April 13th to 15th. Guess where it's at? Caesar's Palace! That's crazy! To get more info, head over to realcoachessummit.com. But for now, I'll see you on the next episode.